Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode here on African Confessions. The following story that you're going to be listening to, it comes from a translation of a message that I received. The message, it reads like this. Hello, Brother Nashi, how are you? Can you please post my own story as hidden identity? I am a Zimbabwean woman and I have my own story that I want to share with you. And my story, it goes on like this. Like there was a time when I had told myself that I do not want to see a Zimbabwean man or a South African man in front of me because of the way that they had hurt me so much. I do come from Zim and I do work as a maid and I work in the estates where the rich people stay. For a very long time, I had been in love with men from Zim as well as South Africa, and all of them, all that they had done was to break my heart into pieces. I then made a decision and I said, I'm getting old and I've never been loved in my life. It is time now that I go to the men that know what they are doing, men that are romantic. So I said that it's either I'm going to get a man that is from Malawi or I'm going to get a Nigerian man to heal my broken heart. So there was this other time when I was just strolling with a baby in the estate. So I was working for this other couple and they had their child. Usually I would go out with their baby so that I can just refresh with a baby. So whilst I was working with the baby, that was when I met this Nigerian man. He was also staying in the same estate, but he was staying on the other side of the estate from where I was staying. Going to the place where this man was staying, it was almost a kilometer or so. He was driving a very beautiful car. He then stopped his car and he asked for my phone numbers after looking at me, and I knew that he was very interested in me. I was like, God, where were you all along? This is the man that I have been looking for all of my life. Now here he is. God, I want to thank you. I immediately gave him my phone numbers and I told him that it was okay. He could talk with me whenever that he wanted to talk to me. So we started to talk on WhatsApp. That very same evening, he then said that he wanted to take me out for a dinner date. To tell you the truth, I had never been taken out to a dinner date by a man, like never before. It had never happened. So the guy then told me that even if I did not have anything to wear, he was going to make a plan for me. He came and he picked me up. We then went to the mall. There was this other mall whereby it closes really late. We went to this other clothing store and he bought a nice expensive dinner dress for me. After I had worn that dinner dress, we then went out for our date to this very beautiful, expensive restaurant. When we were there, the man said that he was really interested in me and I was also interested in him. He told me that he wanted to spend a night with me and I said, it's fine. I also want to spend a night with you. We then jumped into the car after we had a very nice meal and off we drove back to the estate. We entered the estate like always, but we did not go to the section where I was staying and working. Rather, we drove straight where he was staying. The guy, he stayed alone in a very beautiful double-storied mansion. He took me upstairs immediately. He laid down on his bed and he made me to lie right next to him. He told me that I was the best thing that had ever happened to him and I was so happy. He was very romantic. We then went to bed and we fell fast asleep, but I woke up in the middle of the night and I looked for my honey and he was nowhere to be found. So I got out of bed and I was like, honey, where are you? As I was walking downstairs, I heard that there was someone that was speaking in Shona. When I heard that there was a woman that was speaking loudly in Shona, I was like, hey, this man is a married man. So I had already worn my clothes and I had taken my shoes and my handbag. I was like, if this man is married, the moment that I'm going to see the woman of the house, what I'm going to do is that I am just going to run so fast, so much that she is never going to catch up with me. So, Brother Nashi, when I got into the living room, to my surprise, I saw that the TV, it was playing this other Shona movie on YouTube. There was no one who was in the living room. The TV was just left playing this Shona movie. I then walked back upstairs. When I walked back upstairs, I then heard that in the bathing room there was someone that was busy bathing. I got into the bedroom and I got on the bed and I even removed my clothes, but I did not want to get into the tub with my honey. I just wanted to check up on him. I even laid myself on the bed thinking that he was going to finish up very soon, but I heard that the water kept on splashing in the bathtub. I was even like, honey, when are you going to finish? I'm waiting for you. There was no response at all. I got off from the bed and then I went and I opened the bathroom door. Oh my God, what I saw on that day, I can never forget. What I saw, it was truly shocking, something that made me to run away. I saw, Brother Nashi, that this man, he was a snake, a python, and this python was playing in the water. I looked at him once and then I blinked. When I looked again into the bathtub, I saw that the snake was transforming. It was growing some legs for it to become a full human being. But as for this Nigerian guy, he was still like a human being from the waist going upwards, but from the waist going downwards, he was a snake, but with the legs that were still growing. I panicked. I rushed and I grabbed my clothes. I ran downstairs naked. I opened the door and I only started wearing my clothes after I had left his yard. He also came running downstairs. I heard him starting his car and he drove off, but he was driving really slowly. So I jumped behind this other flower bed and I was sleeping there with my stomach down and I was really quiet. He was looking everywhere, trying to find me. He was driving really slowly. When he had drove past the house where I was hiding, then I got up. I was literally tiptoeing as I was returning back to where I was working. So in this estate, the rule is that if you do not have your fingerprints by the gate, you are not even allowed to walk on the tarred road. You are not allowed to walk alone unless you are with someone who is a resident of the estate. So I knew that I was going to get in trouble if I was going to get caught by the security guards. But I said, here I am. If I do not act so fast, this Nigerian guy, I really do not know what he is going to do with me. He kept on driving, looking for me. I had to walk so slowly, walking really close to the drawers of each and every house. When I would see a car that would be driving past, I would hide behind flower beds. I did this for a kilometer until I had arrived back to the place where I was working. When I got back home the very next morning, I made a decision that I was never going to get out of the house like ever again. I spent almost 6 months. I was really scared to get out of the yard because I thought that maybe the Nigerian guy was looking for me somewhere, and I'm still scared to this very day. I really wish that I had never met that guy. I used to hear that there are people that are ritualists, but I never expected this guy who was like that to be a ritualist. This is my own story. What I saw on that day, I can never forget. What happens is when you have had a spiritual encounter, it stays with you for the rest of your life. It was not an easy thing, the thing that I saw, to see a human being who was half human and half a snake, and the snake was growing legs as it was playing with the water. It was such a scary thing that I saw on that day. This is my own confession. When you post, please tell me. I'll be following through in the comment section. Dear listeners, right there was a message that was sent to me by one of our dear sister. Let us try to talk about this issue in the comment section. If you have ever had any experience with a blesser who is a ritualist, please do come to my inbox and share with me your own side of this.